Aren't there too many resources floating around with respect to reading comprehensions? Is there any clarity on which kinds of articles you should be reading every single day and how many of them exactly? Also, do you know the process of reading them to make the most for your reading comprehensions for the CAT exam or any other exams? Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we talk about exams and jobs in a credible and elaborate manner. I'm gonna answer all the questions that I raised in front of you, and without making you wait any further, let's directly jump onto the list of reading resources that are recommended for someone preparing for any competitive exam. You don't have to take a physical note of this list. It's already there in the description just the way it's appearing. You can simply bookmark this video. The number of stars are representing the difficulty level of that particular source. The more number of stars reflect the higher difficulty of reading that particular source. And in front of every resource, I've also mentioned the kinds of topics that you can expose yourself to by reading them. Now, answering how many of these articles are you supposed to read every single day? I'm gonna take the example of CAT 2021 here, but you can replicate the same idea to any exam that you might be preparing for. In CAT 2021, there were 4 RCs in total, out of which 1 was easier, 2 were moderate, and 1 was difficult. The idea for you is to read as many easy, moderate, or difficult articles every day as the exam is gonna eventually showcase. So every day you pick up 1 easy resource which has just 1 star, you pick up 2 moderate resources which have 2 stars, and you pick up 1 difficult resource which has either 3 or 4 stars. If you perform this exercise today, I'm sure a couple of you are gonna come back tomorrow and comment, but Shweta, I'm not even able to read 1 difficult article. It's too hard for me. In that case, I would recommend you to start off with 4 easy articles. Slowly, you can increase them to 3 easy and 1 moderate, 2 easy and 2 moderate, and eventually 1 easy, 2 moderate, and 1 difficult. Move at your own pace. There's no hurry. It takes time to develop reading abilities. Out of all the recommended resources with their respective star ratings, you can pick up any resource of your liking. But I would highly recommend to start off with editorials in case you are not comfortable with reading at all. Now, coming to the most important question. How exactly are you supposed to read these resources such that it helps you with your reading comprehension? Before I answer that, you need to understand the 4 forms of reading. First is reading to entertain. It's light reading, for example, comic books or storybooks. Second is reading to inform, wherein you try understanding the gist of the article by skimming over it quickly. Third is reading to understand, wherein you try digesting each and every paragraph and its complexities very minutely. And finally, reading to master, wherein you read the text over and over again such that you imbibe it and absorb it. Now, if I was to ask you which of these forms of readings do you think you should practice in order to build better reading comprehension skills, most of you would be answering it wrong. It's not reading to understand. It's not required for you to be able to comprehend each and every paragraph very minutely for you to be able to answer the questions correctly. Instead, the right form of reading that you need to practice is reading to inform, which is understanding the gist of each and every paragraph so that you can simply come back to it when you need to answer the questions. This is what is referred to as paraphrasing. I have mentioned about paraphrasing time and again and have even showcased how it is done in 2 of the previous videos that I'll link in the description in case you want to check them out. Essentially, what we are doing when we paraphrase an article is we quickly go over each and every paragraph of the article, trying to understand its essence and summarizing it in just a few words. Whenever you sit to read any of the articles, whether it's an easy one or a difficult one, you should practice paraphrasing. Initially, you're going to want to use a piece of paper and pen to perform paraphrasing, but trust me, slowly you will be able to do this mentally, at least for the easier ones. Now that you know what you're supposed to do while reading these articles, there's a word of caution I would want to put here. Often we don't realize that there is a difference between the length of articles that we are reading on a daily basis and the length of passage that is going to appear in the exam we are preparing for. It is really important for you to develop attention span while reading. But do you really need to develop attention span beyond what you actually need for the exam? So then what is the point of reading a passage with 20 paragraphs in total when in actual the exam is only gonna have 5 or 6 paragraphs? So a recommendation I have here is that you go ahead and read from these sources, but limit the paraphrasing to only a certain section of that passage. Maybe do it for 5 to 6 paragraphs at a time. I'm gonna wind up this video by mentioning that you can develop your reading abilities in a matter of 3 to 4 months, but it takes time to show results. So if you're putting in efforts on a daily basis but not seeing tangible results as of now, stay patient. The results are gonna surface. It just takes time to develop reading abilities. With this, I would like to thank you for watching this video. I hope you found the content relevant. Please do subscribe if you would want to get recommended similar content, and it will also help me reach out to more students in need. In case you have any video recommendations or questions, feel free to comment below. Thanks again for watching it.